Hey guys, what's up? It's Queenie here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. We are back with another natural hair video. So obviously this is going to be all about styling. As you can see, my hair isn't really done right now, so we're going to get it together. So if you are looking for a new style, just watch through this video with me. Grab a cup of tea, some coffee, some juice, whatever it is. Grab it, sit down, and if you're trying to do your hair, grab your hair tools and let's do this together. Jumping right into this, the hair that I'm using today is actually from Hergivenhair. I'm using their Kinky blowout clip-ins. This is a hair texture that you probably know I'm very obsessed with. I've been loving being able to have a bit of added extensions, but also being able to rock something that's more my texture, and it's just easier to deal with because it feels like my hair, you know? So these clip-ins I have had since I think about end of June or July, so it has been a little over 6 months, let's say roughly about 6 months roughly, since I've had these clip-ins, and they are holding up so well. But yeah, honestly, these are the highest quality clip-ins I have tried ever, and so I guess that's why I've been able to use it for so long. So let's get right into this. My hair right now is stretched out. It's been in a bun for a few days. It's unwashed. Not planning on washing it till like next week, to be honest. And I'm just gonna put it into a style that will last me another couple days. So I'm tired of having this pulling situation going on in my middle part, so we're gonna pull it up into a high ponytail. And yeah, all right, so as I mentioned, I'm going to do a high ponytail curly style. So I just want something I can kind of have on my head for the next few days and not have to deal with anything else for the rest of the weekend. So I think this will be a great style. So with that being said, I'm gonna switch into voiceover so you guys can stay on track with me and we won't be talking through this whole thing. You can just watch and see the magic that's gonna happen, okay? Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is wet my hair with a spray bottle. I like to use a continuous spray bottle because it gets my hair nice and wet, and this makes it a lot easier for me to move my hair into a different style, especially if it's going from being slicked down to being slicked upwards. It makes it much easier. So make sure your hair is nice and wet so you can actually move it into your desired style without tugging and pulling on your hair and causing breakage and all that stuff. So I just pull it upwards and make sure it's nice and moisturized, and then I take my brush. This is one of those paddle brushes or bean brushes that have the different levels of bristles, so it's easy to smooth your hair and to detangle at the same time. So that's basically what I'm doing. And then I go ahead and I tie my hair into a ponytail, as you can see, and just make sure you get in a position that's perfect for adding extensions. So it has to be not too forward, not too back. I like to bring it a little bit closer to the front of my head than usual, so then I have room to kind of play with it. So before we add the extensions, I'm going to go in with some gel, and it's best to do this before you add any type of hair, so then you actually have the room and the space and the access to your hair to make sure it's nice and neat before you add the extensions on top, and then you can't really get to your hair in the best way possible. So I just take a hard bristle brush and smooth it down and make sure it's nice and neat before I move on to the next steps. Alright, so what you see me doing here is separating my hair or my ponytail into two pieces and braiding that down. So that allows me to get my hair into the smallest possible bun. So basically I just separate it and do it into two really tight braids. So then when it comes time to wrapping it around each other, the bun is much tighter than if I were just to do a regular bun. So you'll see what I mean in a second. When I wrap it all together, it's smaller than what it was 2 seconds ago, and this will be much easier to camouflage under the clip-ins. So now that everything looks good, I'm gonna go ahead and brush out my clip-ins, smooth out my hair, make sure everything's nice and neat, and then we'll start clipping them in. So the first piece I always add right around the base of my bun, and then I go in and I start filling the gaps. So I go vertically across my bun until all the lines are covered, or until all the space is covered. You kind of want to treat it like tracks, so you just go up and up and up until it reaches the end. So you see I start at the back there, and then I will just keep clipping forward until I reach the front of my head, and my entire bun is covered in these tracks. So if you look at what I'm doing, I'm sure you'll understand what I mean. but it's pretty self-explanatory. You just keep clipping until you cover the entire bun, and then we'll go over it later with some more clip-ins to wrap around the entire thing. But this just makes sure that if your hair does move, you don't expose your little braided bun underneath. So that's what I'm making sure. So everything is covered, and now I can flip the front piece up and move on to filling out this ponytail. So there isn't much there, but it already looks pretty cute, if I do say so myself. Okay, maybe not yet, but let's keep going. I'm gonna now add to the ponytail by only adding to the perimeter of my ponytail. So my bun is covered, and I'm just wrapping around and wrapping around and wrapping around until it's nice and full. I actually use the entire pack of hair for this ponytail, except for one piece. So then it's nice and big, and it kind of looks like a half up, half down kind of thing, but it's just a ponytail. And then now I'm just taking the last piece and wrapping it around the base to cover any tracks that are showing at the top or the base of the ponytail. Then wrapping it around, bringing it to the back, pinning it down, tying it, and making sure it's nice and smooth. So then we can move on to the styling portion of this hairstyle. The ponytail is nice and full, and I'm loving it. So now it's time to style it and add some body and some curls into it. This hair is 100% human hair, so you can manipulate it and not have to worry about it falling apart. You can straighten it, curl it, dye it, all of like everything, and it'll revert back to its natural state. So now I'm just using my curling wand, and I'm just wrapping my hair around it. I'm sure you guys know how to use a curling wand. And I'm just adding some loose curls into my ponytail. And the nice thing about this hair is that it holds curls really, really well, the same way natural textured hair would. So you guys see that? That looks amazing. Natural textured hair holds curls really well just because of the density and the texture. So I'm just gonna go through my entire ponytail and curl it until I feel like it's good. And there's not much to explain here. You just do it until you feel like it's nice and full, and it's a curl that you kind of think will hold up throughout the day. So I'm gonna speed through this because I'm sure you guys get the point, and it's pretty easy to watch and understand what I'm doing. So I'm just curling away from my face, holding for a few seconds and letting it go, and it looks beautiful. Now I'm just going through and smoothing down my edges. Honestly, there's not much to really swoop because a lot of my hair is brushed into the bun, so there's not much to do. And honestly, I like to keep it that way because there's so much drama happening on top of my head. I don't need crazy edges, so I just take some black wrapping paper and just set the front of my hair just to make sure it doesn't move throughout the day, even though there isn't really much going on. I like to make sure it's nice and smooth and it matches the rest of my hair, so I let it sit for a few minutes. And then when I come back, I'll take it off and make sure it's nice and smooth. But while I'm waiting, I like to use some Got To Be Free spray, spray it on my hands and scrunch that into my hair to make sure the curls stay nice and tight throughout the evening, throughout the day, and as long as possible. After I'm done that, I can take off the wrapping paper, and as you can see, my edges are laying nice and flat. Not much going on, but it's pretty simple, and that's basically it. The curls are holding up beautifully, my edges are smooth, and that honestly takes me maybe 20 minutes to do. Alright, hey guys, so this is basically the end of this video slash tutorial. As you can see, these clip-ins are so amazing and versatile, and the nice thing is this is something that you can save so much money with if you invest in something like good quality clip-ins that are, especially the blowout ones, because you can do so much with them. You can do styles like this and have it look like you got something professionally done for your birthday or any special events, or just like weekends, days at work. If you invest in actually having the good hair pieces or the good hair tools, you can actually save so much money and not have to go to a hairstylist and just watch a video like this, a simple tutorial to figure out how you can do something kind of fancy, but it's actually not that difficult, right? So anyways, yeah, this, like I said, this is 6 months, around approximately 6 months since I've gotten these clip-ins, and they're still holding up so nicely, and I get compliments on them all the time. It was good enough for my everyday life, good enough for my wedding, and 6 months later it's still good enough for using all the time. So Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. All the details will be in the description box, and I'll put something up here if there's any information missing. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I think that was so easy. This is a expensive looking style for a good price, and something you can do over and over and over in so many different ways. So if you guys have any video requests or hairstyle requests, or if you like things like this, comment down below, thumbs up this video, let me know what you think. Make sure you follow me on my other socials. Check out this hair on their website and on Instagram if you want to see little short clips there. You can go to Hergivenhairr's Instagram. They post lots of different stuff, or come to my Instagram. You can see what I do over there with this hair and lots of other things. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any more videos from me, and I will see you beautiful, beautiful people in the next one. Bye.